Nation!
Let's go.
Welcome into DNVR Buffs Prime Time. We're presented by Illegal Pete's, everyone's go-to spot for burritos, buddies, and beers. Off the top, I do not know where Cormani McLean is.
All right. Off the top, I'm actually not hungover because I went to sleep at 4 p.m. yesterday, but I don't have a voice. The only reason I'm here is to prove that I'm not hungover.
Love it. Love your dedication.
Because I was about to text like, hey, guys, I don't have a voice. I can't do shows today. And then I was like, everyone will just interpret that as I'm too hungover to work. So I was like, you know what? I'll go in there and they can listen to my half voice all day.
We appreciate your sacrifice. Yesterday was the reason I moved to Denver, Colorado.
Hell yeah. I love that.
I grew up where no one really cared about sports. We didn't really have any big sports teams. We had a goddamn parade with almost 1 million people yesterday.
It was so special. So amazing. And that, the first parade for a franchise always just hits different. So that one, there's a good chance that'll go down as the best championship celebration we'll ever see. If the Rockies ever, pull their heads out of their asses and put something together, then, something special could happen. But that was amazing. And now, honestly, I loved Jason Kosmiski, who is the Nuggets radio guy's call, where he said Nuggets fans from sea to shining sea can rest or die in peace.
Yep. And
he was right, except I just need one more thing. The Buffs championship. And then I can die in peace.
Yes, sir. Let's hope Coach Prime can make it happen, man. Speaking of Coach, we'll talk about his health very shortly. But 247 Sports put out a list of the 23 most impactful coaching hires this season, Ryan.
Oh, so Coach Prime number one, and then did they just do the thing where they're like, obviously Coach Prime's number one, so we'll do everything behind Coach Prime?
Nope.
Oh.
No. I can tell you that both coordinators made the list as well.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good.
Sean Lewis comes in at 20th. Ahead of Josh Gaddis, Alex Galesh, and Liam Cohen. Charles Kelly comes in at number 10, top 10.
Nice.
So
what was Sean Lewis again?
19 or 20.
Interesting.
Either way, not high enough.
Yeah.
Deion Coach Prime Sanders is 4th behind Hugh Freeze,
What?
Luke Fickell, and offensive coordinator Garrett Riley.
What?
Yes.
Did they defend that, or did they just do the thing where they just talk about how good of a hire it is?
I'll tell you right here what it says exactly. Colorado made a huge splash with the hiring of Sanders, who brought maximum exposure to the HBCU ranks at Jackson State and has completely transformed the Buffalo's brand in short order in the Pac-12. Colorado has signed an unprecedented number of transfers ahead of Sanders' first season and convinced several elite prospects to get things started out west for the 2023 cycle. He's already made Colorado an upper-tier destination for players, or at least a program that's now worth a second look. Both of Sanders' coordinator hires are included in this list as most impactful, so Sanders gets an A grade here.
I hate when they do this, because I want to hear your reasoning why Garrett Riley is a more impactful hire, because there isn't any reasoning. I wish I had more voice so you could tell how mad I was about this, but this is insane.
It's absolutely insane. This is Clemson we're talking about. One of the best programs in the entire country.
Yes. Yes.
And they change offensive coordinators, and that's the most impactful hire of the season, of the offseason?
It's insane. Honestly, the only way that you could defend this later on is if they win the national championship this year. Like, that would be like, okay, well, if he got their offense right and they won the national championship, that probably was slightly more impactful. Other than that, Coach Prime literally dug the University of Colorado out of their grave.
Yeah.
And then he brings in 2 of the top 20 hires to add to his staff for a school that had nothing going for them in football.
And Travis Hunter, and Shedeur Sanders, and multiple 4-star recruits in the 23 class, and multiple 4-star commitments for the 24 class.
Yeah, I mean...
And 5-star Winston Watkins Jr. in the 25 class.
He completely and utterly resurrected the program.
I'll say this. Garrett Riley was probably one of the only other guys we had in our S tier when we did that coaching tier list back in October. He's a good coach, but if he was hired to be the Buffs head football coach, this program is not even close to where it is right now.
No. We're sitting here talking about how, he needs a few years to build it up.
Exactly.
And, he got like a nice transfer quarterback who was a 4-star who kind of flamed out at Texas or some shit like that. We would be having completely different conversations. In fact, we've talked about this before, but Coach Prime might go down as the best hire in college football history.
Yes.
Like, save for Nick Saban, in terms of saving a dead program, he has a chance to be the best hire ever. Saban, of course, takes over a very great and proud program during a little bit of a down spell and gets them back to prominence. But people will look back on the Coach Prime hire as one of the greatest hires ever, as long as he stays around for more than 2 years.
Yeah.
And even then, it'll still be considered an incredible hire. But
For sure.
for it to be like in that pantheon, he'll have to stay around a little longer. But still, it's insane to not have him number one here.
I just explained the reason for Garrett Riley, and I'm not defending that. I literally have nothing to say about Hugh Freeze and Luke Fickell being above. Luke Fickell's a proven coach. We'll give him that.
Yes.
Very good coach.
So is Hugh Freeze in his own weird way.
Yeah. He's got extra avenues to do some things in the SEC, though.
Totally. I just mean they're good. They're good coaches. They are nothing like what Coach Prime is bringing to Colorado.
Some other notable guys that made this list. Matt Rule, number 6 for Nebraska. So CU wins again. Jamie Chadwell is the guy we talked about. He went to Liberty, the Coastal Carolina coach.
Yeah.
He's at number 8. We also had our guy, Kenny Dillingham, number 12.
Okay.
Who else we got? It's a lot of OCs and stuff. Tom Herman, a guy that we talked about, was in the running apparently at 15.
Yeah. Where did he go again?
FAU, and that's where Casey Thompson went, who he recruited when he was at Texas to be his quarterback. Of course, he transferred out to Nebraska.
Wow.
Now they reunite. There's an alternate universe where Tom Herman's the head coach of this football team and Casey Thompson's your quarterback this year.
It's not a better universe.
No, no.
It's not. It'd be better than what we had last year.
It would be. Coach Prime may not be in the best shape physically right now.
Yeah, we gotta keep him in our thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, man. So Neely, the pregame show, put out a video, I think 2 days ago, where Coach Prime had 3, I think, doctors from CU, from the medical center there, in his office with the trainer, Lauren Askevold. And Coach Prime was kind of, getting an update on his health, updating the doctors on how he was feeling. Said he can't feel the bottom of his foot. They told him he's got 66% of blood flow through that ankle and is going to be risking losing that foot if he wants to get a toe that's been dislocated fixed. Says it's been bothering them. And they're telling them this is the potential consequences of going in and doing that.
Scary stuff, man.
Yeah.
Scary stuff. He's kind of caught between a rock and a hard place, Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, do I keep dealing with this pain and take this risk? Or, do I just keep going the way I am?
Right. So we'll see, man. Hoping for him that this whole saga with his foot and everything comes to an end soon. But, man, guy's been through the ringer and doesn't look like he's done quite yet.
And it's crazy that it wasn't like a freak accident or anything like that. Like
right.
It was just essentially like wear and tear from his playing career.
Yep.
People, it depends on how close you are to the game, but I don't think people really understand what these guys put their bodies through to play football. Like, there are people out there who are like, these guys play a game for a living, this, that, and the other thing. Like, these guys do incredible damage to their bodies to be able to play this game for a living. And this is just one example of like the post-career trials and tribulations that these guys end up having because of just what a vicious and difficult game it is on your body.
Yep, it's absolutely brutal. Coach Prime's kind of feeling it right now, so we're thinking of you, Coach. Hoping we're going into the season on all cylinders. Okay, real quick shout out to our friends at Saturday Neon. Checking on the spirit of the Buffs. How we feeling today?
Let's see.
It's looking
Spirit of the Buffs is popping.
It's looking great. I think it's fired up after the parade yesterday.
It is. Also, speaking of fired up after the parade and the spirit of the Buffs, how about Evan Batty coming through the DNVR bar yesterday? That was sick.
Yeah, that was dope. I wasn't able to make it. I was
asleep,
not in conditions to be hanging out in public.
So we had Evan Batty, Dallas Walton, and Deshaun Schwartz in here.
Yep.
Who notably will all be teammates once again soon.
TBT.
Playing in TBT, playing in the basketball tournament for a chance at is it up to a $2 million prize these days?
Is it? I know it's been $1 million. That's crazy.
I think it might have gone up to $2 million.
Wow.
Some crazy talented teams in the region, but I think next week they're dropping the bracket. I was thinking, well, I'm just brainstorming with you right now about shows. Mm-hmm. We could maybe talk about the reveal and then have like Evan on to talk about their path.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah.
We can make that happen. But you can also tap into the spirit of the Buffs and get yourself a Saturday Neon sign. Go to SaturdayNeon.com. Use the code DNVR. You'll get 10% off your order today. They also offer free shipping for orders over $200. They've got 19 officially licensed schools, including CU. They're Denver-based. Shout out to those guys. Support them. And also shout out to Shador's number 2. The championship celebrations and everything kind of coming down, after the parade. It's grilling season now.
Let's go.
Make sure you have some Shador's ready for whatever you have hitting the grill. You can scan that QR code right there as well. When you're at plbse.com, make sure you use the code ALLCITY, all caps, all one word at checkout. You'll get 10% off your order of Shador's number 2. One more, shout out to Shady Rays. They were literally saving my life yesterday. Started off kind of cloudy, but the sun definitely came out those last few hours for the parade.
Yes, my sunburnt neck can confirm that.
Yep. Shout out to Allie for the sunscreen because I would have been hurting. But Shady Rays, durable frames, extremely clear polarized optics. You can go shop their entire collection at the Park Meadows Mall or go to shadyrays.com. When you're there, use the code DNVR. You'll get 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. And you can try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. All right. Our guy, Danny O'Neill, is out there competing at the Elite 11 finals recently, or this week. Had a rough first day, it sounds like, but really bounced back. Had a great day yesterday. They're doing day 3, I think, tomorrow or today. That's going to be a heavy dose of 7-on-7 work. Anyways, for day 2, our guy, Danny O'Neill, finished in a tie for 5th. I don't know how they score it. No idea how it works, but he had 43 points, was tied with Danny Kalin. Did you know he flipped? He's not a Missouri Tiger.
No.
He's a Nebraska Cornhusker.
Fuck him.
He's there. Dylan Raiola, only 1 point ahead of Danny O'Neill.
Okay.
Julian Sayin, the top quarterback, I believe that's an Alabama commit. Will Hammond, CJ Carr, the other ones. Steve Wiltfong, this is before the tournament actually, but Steve Wiltfong spoke to Danny O'Neill just about the opportunity to compete in this tournament. Said it's something he's been looking forward to a lot, not going to take it for granted. He said, obviously, I feel like I've been a little underrated throughout the whole recruiting process, and to be out here with top guys and prove I belong out here is something I look forward to, and put my name out here and prove I'm one of the best guys in the country. Danny Kalin, according to 247 Sports, is the 41st quarterback in the country, but was invited to the Elite 11 camp. He's a 3-star all across the board, every single recruiting service. But he is over some other guys ahead of him in the rankings at this.
You're talking about Danny O'Neill?
Danny O'Neill. Did I say Danny Kalin?
Yep.
My bad.
It's all good.
But he's actually playing pretty well, it sounds like. Talking about, talking to Coach Prime and his commitment to CU, said it's been kind of surreal being on FaceTime with him being Coach Prime every few days. Talking to him and getting to know him was something that's really a once-in-a-lifetime sort of thing. He's obviously been there and done that at the highest level, and being able to be a sponge around him and pick up what he's putting down is going to be very important.
Comment said he's sick and lost 12 pounds right before the competition.
Wow. Even more impressive that he's playing well then.
Yes, absolutely. Almost as impressive as me being on this show right now.
For sure. Why Danny O'Neill chose CU? He said, just the people. I think the more I got to know everyone on the staff, the more I'm falling in love with the place. Everyone there wants to compete and wants to win. Something that's super inspiring for the players and for the recruits. So we'll see how he does day 3.
If I had my voice, I would sing a beautiful rendition of Danny Boy right now.
Let's go. This is from... So these are live updates from yesterday, which I believe was day 2, from Charles Power on 3. Said he was off to a nice start. Very accurate, particularly within the short and intermediate areas. We charted him as an on-target on 16 to 20 passes. Ball fluttered a little bit on deep passes. Nose dipped on some intermediate balls. The Elite 11 staff score for Danny O'Neill was that 43. So...
What place is he in right now?
Tied for 5th. Tied for 5th with Danny Kalin, Trevor Jackson. So that those 3 are tied for 5th. Dylan Raiola and CJ Carr tied for 3rd. So
then he would make the Elite 11, right? Just
technically,
be in the top 11?
I think so.
Okay.
Yes. They do have day 3 coming up still, though.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Another article that came up. Well, actually, Adam Munsterteiger, our guy, he's got his eligibility chart. And there was an update made to it that kind of went under the radar. And I was asked about it. I didn't know, but Isaac Hurtado no longer on there and officially no longer on the roster.
Same thing as the other 2 guys?
As Eric Olson and Owen Carey, yes. We now have 10 players, 10 remaining from last year's team.
Wow.
Anthony Hankerson.
It's about the right number, to be honest.
Anthony Hankerson, Louis Passarello, Caleb Faria, Gerard Christian Lichtenhand, Carter Edwards, Van Wells, Joshka Gustav, Chance Main. And I don't even know if Chance Main really counts. Marvin Ham and Trevor Woods.
Not the 10 I would have guessed.
Yeah.
But 10 is about the right number.
If we did this when Coach Prime was hired, said only 10 guys stay, I think Hankerson makes the list.
Trevor Woods.
Trevor Woods make the list. Fourier. Van Wells makes the list.
Yes.
Tank makes the list.
Yes.
After that, though, I mean, Louis Passarello, were we really banging the table for him?
Or Carter Edwards?
Carter Edwards, who's an offensive lineman. Same with Joshka Gustav, defensive lineman.
Yeah. Gustav had some moments. But it is I mean, you probably could have boiled it down to 5.
For sure.
But we would have had Montana probably, and a couple others that ended up transferring. Nico Reed.
Maybe Jake Wiley.
Yeah.
Jalen Sami, I guess, might have been in there. But
yep. I mean, Mac Mill says it. He said that's a whole new team. It literally is. That's why 1-11 is so irrelevant.
It's why almost everything to do with this team is so irrelevant. I saw somewhere, it was one of the Arizona writers I follow, posted out that, Arizona projected to have the worst defense in FBS next year, and Colorado was 2 spots above them. And it's just,
what are you basing
there's
that
no
off?
way, yeah. It's just not real.
100%.
What else do we got? Cody Williams officially made the Team USA Under-19 squad.
Let's go. Is Tad Boyle coaching there?
Tad Boyle's coaching it.
That's fire.
So he made it. They went through a series of cuts. I think it was from 19 to 14 down to 12 or something like that. And that's where they're at. And Cody Williams.
That's sick.
Made it.
Is this also an international year for the Buffs? Meaning they get to take one of those international trips? I thought Tad said something about how they're going to, like, Europe.
I can't remember off the top of my head. Maybe.
Okay.
I'll have to look into that.
Would be nice.
That'd be kind of huge. Tristan in his senior year from that area, too.
Someone tweeted at me saying they saw Tristan at the parade yesterday.
And he was looking jacked.
And he was looking huge. They're like, I think he went through a growth spurt. I'm like, he's pretty big. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how many times that person has seen him in person before, but when you
Right.
see a basketball player in person, you're usually like, holy shit.
Some negative news on the Buffs basketball team, though. Javon Ruffin is out for the year already.
Terrible.
Did you see this?
Yes.
He got hurt, I don't know, more than midway through the season last year at some point. Kind of came back, had a big brace on his leg, but officially done for this entire season already. And it's the same injury.
It's tough. It's tough. They should have like a long-term IR where you can like open up a scholarship if a player's out this early.
Right. Ruffin averaged or shot 35% on his 3-pointers last year, coming off the bench. He said it's definitely frustrating. It sucks to see that I can succeed and that I can be a good player at this level and then not being able to show it anymore. It sucks watching the team play and knowing there's nothing I can do to help them on the court, but I know when I come back, I'm going to be better than I was before.
We'll be wishing the best for him.
Rooting for you, Ruff. Finally, last piece of thing to talk about today. We have not talked about the Pac-12 media deal in over a week. That's the first time that's happened since February. No AD, president, chancellor, or head coach has made any comments on this.
Crazy. It's radio silence.
Yeah, literally. Dead.
Yeah.
Flatlined.
There's nothing to say. I think everyone's waiting on this Pac-12 deal to roll in, and so they can either choose to stay or enact the clause that allows them to leave.
Stay tuned.
Also, Tyler Brown asked me how many coffees I'm sipping on. 1 coffee, 1 tea.
Let's go. My guy's prepared.
Yeah, I needed something. This is already my 3rd tea of the day.
I brought tea in this morning too. Shout out to Backus and Shanker. They're there for you when you get hurt and have been helping Colorado families win for over 25 years. Hopefully you had fun at the parade yesterday. If something did happen, though, you know who to call.
Amen.
Smash the 2, Backus and Shanker. They got neighborhood offices in Denver, Aurora, Englewood, and Fort Collins. No fees to speak with them about your case. No fees while we work on your case, and no fees unless we win your case and win money for you. They help with all kinds of injury cases where you aren't at fault: car accident, motorcycle, rideshare, pedestrian, trucks, and can even help if you're injured at work. 222-2222. Find out if you have a case for free. Backus and Shanker wins. Also, shout out to the American Raptors at Infinity Park. Professional rugby has returned to Rugby Town, USA, and your hometown American Raptors have begun their 6-match homestand against the 6 South American rugby teams that make up the brand new Super Rugby Americas competition. You can find their full schedule at AmericanRaptors.com. Also, if you didn't get the ticket you wanted as an elite athlete, you can check out the opportunities at Infinity Park, and rugby just may be your next ride. Tickets are $10. Children 12 and under are free. And if you can't make it, watch all of the American Raptors matches live on ESPN+. Finally, shout out to our presenting sponsor, Illegal Pete's. I'm probably going to be seeing them very, very soon.
Oh, yeah.
They got expanded happy hour throughout the summer. You can get a bucket of beers, house margarita, or just one of the best burritos in the city. We love you, Illegal Pete's, our go-to spot for burritos, buddies, and beers. Yeah, I did see that another Regent meeting or something, a special meeting, was scheduled for Monday.
Woo.
Last one was canceled. So
Let's get something done. Tired of talking about this.
I know. We'll see. Design Love found this show on YouTube. Been following this very interesting hire. Has anyone really said what the team's record will be? This feels like one of those situations where it's either wow or yikes. Well,
Yikes isn't
was
on the table.
Yikes was last year.
Yep. It might be yikes to people who don't understand.
Right.
But I really don't think it will be.
I don't think so either.
Do you think that if the Buffs go to a bowl game, that would be universally celebrated?
No, they'll move the goalposts again. What are you talking about?
That's why I asked it in a question form. Because I was going to say no as well.
He was going to come in here and he said he was going to win it all. He didn't even win his own conference.
Yeah.
Couldn't even beat Utah. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. But if they make a bowl game, it should be universally
Right.
celebrated.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it proved that you can build a team through the transfer portal, and it's something that no one has ever done before.
Yeah, I just watched the waves that get made across college football.
Yep.
They'll be scrambling to change the rules.
Travis asking, realistically, when do y'all think we'll start the tailgate against Knowledge U since kickoff is at 10 a.m.? We were talking about this yesterday.
Yesterday we had our first drink at 5.
Yeah.
You could probably match that, but I'm thinking probably 6 or 7.
Yeah, that's going to be a marathon.
Yeah.
If I thought yesterday was rough, that's a whole day, that Nebraska game, TCU game too, because we got to celebrate after.
The only good thing about these early games, other than the national exposure that they provide, is the fact that after the game you can just like go home and watch college football on the couch after we finish the show and whatever else we have afterwards.
Yep. Oh, I can't wait for football season. What else do we got? Mac Mill, did you guys see the wide receivers roasting Darius last video? It was too funny.
I didn't see it.
I think so. Last time I watched Well Off was before I went to bed before yesterday, so
Okay.
I don't really remember a lot at that point. What else do we got? Jay, can you guys do a show on Sal Anese? Anesi. Tragic but inspiring story.
We talked about it a little bit on this show, but it could be cool to do like a Buffs history series where we just start the second segment every day with like a little piece, little history lesson.
There we go. We could do that. We'd have to do Rashawn Salam too.
Yep, 100%.
Darian Hagan. Many greats. Angela asking the question, what coaching hire had the biggest financial impact for the school and town? No coach comes close to Coach Prime. Preach, Angela.
No coach comes close to Coach Prime in any category.
Nope.
In terms of impact.
It's just haters and people who have not caught on yet.
Yeah, I never know if it's hate or ignorance.
Yeah, it's a fine line, I guess.
Yeah.
Lawrence asking how many scholarships now. I think we're at 77, 70.
So eight spots?
78, yeah. Something like that. I need to go through and count.
Okay.
Jay says, can you complete the Bomani Jones interview that DNVR Nuggets started? He wants to talk Coach Prime.
We have a connection now.
We do. Stay
cool.
tuned. We'll have some guests coming up for sure. Anything else?
That was it.
We survived, Ryan. We made it.
Yep. I've got one more meeting where I'm supposed to talk a lot that I'm only going to talk a little. And then I get to recover my voice.
Let's go. We'll be back. Oh, super chat from Rudy. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks, Rudy.
Tyler says scholarships at 79. So
Clint jumping in.
Clint with the details of the meeting. 9:30 to 10 a.m. on June 19th. Oh, we have Boo Carter's commitment tomorrow.
Oh, shit.
How do you feel?
It's going to happen.
Make Boo a buff.
Yes. Yes.
Hopefully we're leading the show with that on Monday.
If not now, then later.
Yep.
But Boo Carter is going to be a buff. He said it himself. Guaranteed top 10 pick if he comes to see you. Don't overthink it, Boo. That's all. That's what this is all about.
Yep. Hopefully, some good news come Monday. Let's go Buffs.
Let's go Buffs.